Have you noticed something strange lately? Every time you're driving on the streets, there just seems to be more and more cars on the road. But don't call yourself insane just yet, because it might not just be you. A lot of states are losing population, but on the other hand, others are growing and gaining residents at a very rapid rate. And no, number one is not Texas. I know, big shocker, but we'll get into number one later on. In this video, you will find out America's top 10 fastest growing states for 2021. And if your state is on the list, well, now you know where all that traffic came from. So without further ado, let's get into it. Number 10, South Carolina. Over the last year, approximately 16 million Americans moved to settle here in South Carolina. Upon some further digging, I found out that really the main reason people decided to move to South Carolina was for retirement purposes. South Carolina is a very tax-friendly state towards retirees. Not only is the Social Security not taxable, but people under 65 can claim a $3,000 deduction, while those over 65 can claim $15,000, making it all in all extremely friendly for seniors. Another big factor of the large population moving in is the work. And when I found out about the salaries and cost of living here, there was no wonder why South Carolina gained the numbers it did. Salaries here are 6% above the national average, being at $63,020 per year. And not only that, but the cost of living is also 6% below the national average. And as a cherry on top, property taxes here are amongst one of the lowest in the nation, averaging at $689 per year. I mean, seriously, what else can you ask for? Not to mention its beautiful landscape all across the state. Number 9, Idaho. A very large amount of people moving into Idaho are Californians. To be exact, it's the 4th most populated state with Californians. Surprised? Yeah, me neither. But why move to Idaho? I mean, there's only boring potatoes here and a lot of farmland, right? Well, yes and no. Apart from its farmland and large production of potatoes, Idaho has beautiful landscape and mountains like Bald Mountain, Borah Peak, and many more. Idaho also has a very good cost of living within the state, being 5.25% cheaper than the national average. Compare this to California's cost of living being some 40-something% above the national average, you can bet your hard-earned money will last way more than it will in California. And it's not just the cost of living. Some areas like Boise, the capital of Idaho, has a thriving tech industry and is home to many startup software companies. Also, since the job market is growing, there is massive demand for employees, especially in jobs like agriculture and web development. Number 8, Washington. Jobs, and more jobs. Microsoft, Amazon, Google, T-Mobile, Boeing. I mean, I can go on and on with all the organizations located within Washington. It is no wonder why Washington is a thriving job market. Apart from having lots of jobs, Washington is one of the nation's largest agricultural producers, especially when it comes to apples and cherries, and leader in seafood production as well. While living here, you are gonna enjoy it. Why? Because it is one of the 7 states in America with no personal state income tax. It ranks top 5 in best public education, and of course, how can I forget its delightful geographic landscape? Number 7, Nevada. When thinking of Nevada, most people think Las Vegas, Area 51, casinos. You get the point. While sure, Nevada might have those things, the state is way more than that. Nevada's population has grown at a total of 9.95% since last year, and its current population sits at 3.2 million people. Many people are deciding to call Nevada home due to its weather, which on average sees around 300 days of sunshine every single year. In other words, 8 out of every 10 days is sun. So you bet you're gonna need shorts and sunscreen. In addition to that, you will be glad to hear, like Washington, there is also no state income tax. Apart from that, there is also a lot of housing to go around, and thankfully they aren't California priced either, averaging at a price of $275,000. And if you're looking for apartments, they are actually not that bad either, coming in at around $783 per month. So what about jobs, you might ask? Well, due to no state income tax and other regulations, Nevada has become a very favorable spot for lots of startup companies, meaning plenty of jobs within the state, averaging around $82,380 per year. So overall, a very good state. Rest assured your pockets won't be empty here. Number 6. Arizona. The majority of people coming into Arizona are, can you guess? That's right, Californians. A total of 65% of Californians moving out of California are deciding to call Arizona their new home. But it's not just Californians. People who decide to relocate to Arizona are simply trying to move out of high tax and high cost areas. But don't take people moving in as something bad, because without them there wouldn't be so many small businesses within the state. More than 550,000 to be exact. And since more people move in, the more jobs are created. It's no wonder why Arizona's economy is booming, with the job market increasing 2.9% since last year. Number 5. Florida. With a population of a whopping 22.2 million people in 2021, most people moving into this state are actually quite spread out, moving from states like North Dakota, South Dakota, Wyoming, Maine, Tennessee, among others. But with a lot of people moving in, you would be surprised that they are not moving into the city of Miami. Miami is actually losing population rather than gaining. The main cities that are gaining the population from outsiders are cities like Sarasota, Jacksonville, and Tampa. While not many moving into Florida are retirees, people are also moving in for jobs, thanks to the companies relocating in this state, and for affordable housing, which comes in around $215,300 the average home value. But apart from that, let's not forget about the amazing weather, plenty of beaches, and, ready for this, the joy of having no state income tax. Number 4. Colorado. How can someone not love Colorado? I mean, the stunning landscapes, the well-balanced weather, the laid-back vibe. Colorado has many job opportunities which attract many people to the state. Colorado also attracts many young people ranging from the age of 20 to 29 years old. This due to the variety of outdoor activities you can do, like hiking, rock climbing, camping, swimming, and many more. The average job salary here in Colorado is around $63,026, which is not surprising considering it was named, quote, the second best economy among all states, according to the US News. So you can rest assured that you will live comfortably without having to be bored thanks to its natural terrain. Number 3. Utah. Now at the top threes, at number 3 we have Utah. Now Utah is known for having some of America's best natural landscape and well-balanced weather. It is also good to know that Utah has a very strong economy, with jobs ranging in industries such as tech, mining, finance, tourism, medical healthcare, and many more. It also beats America's average unemployment rate, which is 5.77% compared to Utah's 2.6%. In addition to this, Utah has low flat corporate and income taxes. Utah also has some of the best healthcare in America, and as another pro, it has the second lowest poverty rate in the country, being at 8.9%. Number 2. Texas. Texas should come at you as a non-shocker. It was almost predictable to be on this list. I mean, the state itself is huge, and the population, well, just listen for yourself. 29.9 million people. That's more people than the country of Chile. Texas has grown a whopping 11.95% when it comes to population. Now that might seem like a lot, which it is, but when you remember that Texas is almost as big as France and Germany combined, it's supportable for such a big state. I guess the saying, everything is bigger in Texas, is true after all. Now jobs. Well, where do I start with jobs? Well, let me start off by saying that Texas has a very successful, thriving economy, where you can work in industries like oil, mechanics, fast food industry, and most of which pays good, as Texas has an average salary of $61,268 a year. Texas also has a cheap cost of living overall, being 4.9% below the national average. Let's also not forget about the weather here. It is sunny almost all year round, with the lowest temperatures reaching 64 degrees Fahrenheit. Just don't forget to try the barbecue here. And finally, number 1, North Dakota. I genuinely wasn't expecting number 1 to be North Dakota. And just like you, I was caught by surprise. But the burning question we have all been searching for is why? Why North Dakota? And why its 12.2% growth? Well, to answer that question, really the main reason for why so many people are flocking to the state is the wide availability of jobs. Jobs such as electricians, plumbers, conductors, etc. And to be honest, I see why people move here, as the cost of living is low and the pay is very good at $62,177. North Dakota, unlike some other states, isn't really crowded, so you can escape the crowded life whenever you want by going out and adventuring with nature. And to add on to that, North Dakota is among the states which has the lowest taxes overall. So there you have it, the top 10 fastest growing states and their reasons why people are moving in. Although I still have mixed feelings about North Dakota, I understand the state is great, but really just came unexpected. Maybe the reason so many people move in is because of the legal gambling that's allowed. Oh well, it is what it is. Thanks for watching and see you around.